Hello, guys. I'm Dr. Srija, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Sri Devi Kumari Women's College, Tamil Nadu. On the request of some of my students and a few of my friends to post an English version of the Atmanirbhar Bharat video that I had done in Hindi a few days back, I'm into posting this video. Today, I give you a snapshot of the scheme and present before you certain points of the scheme from my perspective. India is a country with a huge variety of resources, whether it is in terms of land fertility, in terms of biodiversity, or in terms of climatic conditions. All this in one hand, and a huge population of the country with around 1.3 billion on the other hand. So, whether this huge population is a strength or a weakness is a point of debate. But then, if we look at it from the point of view of the developed economies, they get a huge market for their products, and since the marginal propensity to consume of the people is also very high, every year it leads to a huge import bill. As we all know that the country totally opened up its economy in the year 1991 with globalization setting in, and since then there has been no turning back. Well, it has helped the economy. It has helped reviving the then sick economy in more ways than one. But then the vulnerabilities of globalization have also not been far behind. The present economic situation is quite an example for the same. The pandemic has forced us to lock down not only our houses but the economy as well, which is the reason why this self-reliance or Atmanirbharta is resorted to. Because we cannot be sitting and waiting for others to come and feed us, in fact, but we have to make our own ways and means to do the same. Even just prior to the pandemic, as the IMF puts it, there was a huge global slowdown in all economic activities. India was also not far behind, and yet it can be analyzed that the current account deficit in the balance of payments of India had reduced in the last 2 years. Current account deficit had reduced in the last 2 years. But this reduction was not because of the increase in exports. In fact, it was because of the reduction in imports. Now, why this reduction in imports? Because of the fall in the purchasing power of the people. Hence, the growth rate was also well below 4% because of the fall in the purchasing power of the people, and because of the structural changes in the economy that was going on. The growth rate went well below 4%, and it was during that time that the union budget was presented, and even during the union budget presentation, the government had set aside a huge emphasis or a huge amount of money for agriculture and the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So, during that time itself, we had already started moving in the direction of self-reliance or Atmanirbharta. After the lockdown started and the economy started getting a huge setback, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, has announced a fiscal stimulus of rupees 20 lakh crores under the name of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, which means self-reliant India. Well, as far as the package is concerned, it amounts to rupees 20 lakh crores, and constitutes 10% of India's GDP, and it was put forth in 5 tranches. Uh, the package is set to revolve around 5 pillars, namely economy, infrastructure, technology, demography, and demand. The highlight of the package is the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, which amounts to rupees 1.70 lakh crore, and it ensures rupees 50 lakh medical insurance to every health worker. Then there is a front loaded rupees 2,000 per farmer to under the PM Kisan Kisan Yojana, and it is expected to help around 8.7 crore farmers. Then there is a scheme for the women self-help groups. These groups can avail collateral-free loans up to rupees 20 lakhs, which was rupees 10 lakhs earlier, and this would give a support of around 6.85 crore of rupees in the system. And apart from this, there are a number of changes made in, there is an increase made in the minimum wages of Manrega workers. Then there is a monthly amount of rupees 1,000 for every senior citizen, and many other things are there in the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana. Well, as far as the announcements to the farmers include, rupees 30,000 crore additional emergency working capital for farmers through NABARD, and it is meant to help around 3 crores of farmers. And there is a concessional credit which will be provided through the Kisan credit card, and it is meant to serve rupees 2 lakh crore of credit boost for the farmers, and which is expected to help 2.5 crores of farmers. Well, during the lockdown period itself, the government had made a purchase of rupees 74,300 crores through minimum support prices. Then for the dairy cooperatives, there is a scheme to provide an interest subvention at the rate of 2% per annum, and once there is a prompt payment of this credit, then there is there will be an additional 2% interest subvention, and this is expected to release rupees 500 crore of liquidity into the economic system. Then a very important outreach, that is the vocal for local, which is very important and which is very dear to the government. Why dear? Because it intends to give a huge boost to the indigenous industries and to the domestic firms. And as there are certain enterprises known as micro food enterprises, which are considered to be in the unorganized sector, so and which need a huge technical upgradation and huge marketing and brand building support. So through this vocal for local outreach, these MFEs or micro food enterprises are intended to bring to be brought about under the organized sector, and they are supposed to be standardized in more ways than one. Another important approach is the cluster-based approach, wherein the government expects that the agricultural productivity of certain places have a certain high productivity of a particular crop, and the government expects them to focus more on the production of that particular crop. For example, Uttar Pradesh in mangoes, Northeast in bamboos, then West Bengal in jute, Tamil Nadu in tapioca, Kerala in spices. It is quite possible that in economics we study a theory called David Ricardo's theory of a comparative advantage. So it is quite possible that that theory is being set into practicality in domestic trade. Okay, then there is something called TOP, that is tomato, onion, and potato, which are perishable goods, and they are to be brought under Operation Green. And this Operation Green actually will include steps to reduce the wastage of these perishable goods and to improve the supply chain of these perishable goods, and it also intends to give a better price realization to the farmers and also affordability to the consumers. Uh, the next most important sector is the MSME, or the micro, small, and medium enterprises sector. As far as this sector is concerned, the whole definition of this sector has been changed, about which I will be talking in details in my next video. But the most important point that needs to be underlined is that the difference between the manufacturing and the service sector has been totally abolished, and it is to be noted that both these sectors will be getting the same preferential treatment. So, as far as this sector is concerned, an additional emergency working capital fund of rupees 3 lakh crores has been set aside, and this will be a collateral free loan. Apart from this, huge support has also been given to the non-banking financial companies, the discoms or the power distribution companies, and also the real estates. Then a provision of rupees 1,500 crores has been set aside for Mudra Shishu loans, under which the street vendors will also be getting, each street vendor will be getting rupees 10,000 worth loan under the name of PM Swanidhi Yojana, that is Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi Yojana. And there are a number of changes that are in the pipeline to be made in favor of the migrant workers and the unorganized sector workers, in which there will be a huge number of welfare fund and welfare schemes to benefit these workers. Then there is an incentivizing commercial mining in coal and certain other minerals like bauxite and aluminium, which will help in containing the imports of these resources. And as far as the defense sector is concerned, the imports of certain spare parts has been totally banned, and the list of banned imports will go on increasing year on year. This sector, that is the defense sector, is the sector which will try to connect the Make in India and the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. And as economists, we can also say that this type of reduction in imports will help in containing the current account deficit in the balance of payments, and this would be a healthy containment of current account deficit. So this is the snapshot of the package, and as citizens of the country, what best can we do to put the nation's economy back on track? First of all, we should understand that these schemes are mainly meant for the farmers, for the micro, small, and medium enterprises owners, and also to the street vendors and certain poor and uneducated section of the country who might be unaware of these programs in detail. So, as educated people, it is our duty to make them known about these schemes and the intricacies of these schemes. Secondly, prefer made in India goods rather than imported goods, because this will not only help in promoting the indigenous products and the domestic firms, but will also help in keeping the circulation of money within the economy. From the point of view of health economics, also, it is important to take care of your health rather than pay for it. So it is suggested that we prefer local fruits and local vegetables rather than the imported ones. It will not only help in keeping our uh, health proper, but will also help in keeping the health issues arising out of these imported food at bay. Then cleanliness is essential. Hygiene is very important, not only for oneself, it is also important that we take care of our surroundings and plant more trees and keep our surroundings clean. This will help in getting rid of turmoils like this. Then I would conclude my talk with the words of Swami Vivekananda, which says that we are what our thoughts are. So it is very essential that we think and we believe that as we move towards unlocking our economy, we will surely come out of this pandemic and the economic recession that we are going through together, and we will be successful in bringing our economy back on track. So, with these few words, I take my leave. Thank you, one and all.